Hello there, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to SC2VN and, as promised, checking the extras. Esports with Dave backers scene. Okay, Esports with Day 9. Join commentator and game person Day 9 as he explained the basics of esports. We will. Okay, let's go. Wait, he's talking?
Hey Timmy, long time no see. How's it going?
Great, Day 9.
Oh, hey Day 9. Not too good.
Oh, why so glum, dude? What's up?
Well, I want to play this super neat new game. It's called SC2VN. But I don't know that much about StarCraft. I'm afraid a bunch of stuff is just gonna go over my head.
Bro, I didn't know anything about StarCraft as well, don't worry.
Oh, don't get down on yourself, Timmy. How about I help you out on some background info? That way you won't feel so lost.
Wow, really? Thanks, Day 9. You're the best.
No problem, Timmy. So, what would you like to know?
Everything.
Okay, well, what were the earliest days of StarCraft like in Korea?
Oh, you mean the days when players dressed up in spacesuits and played in tiny studios with fog machines?
Huh?
Oh, that sounds so cool.
Really?
Okay, hold on. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Don't you need me to tell you what StarCraft actually is?
Please, Day 9, I'm not that bad. What kind of person downloads visual novels about StarCraft without knowing that it's a popular real-time strategy game made by Blizzard?
Well, Timmy, in the off chance that this is a recording designed for complete newbies to eavesdrop upon, how about I go over a few basics?
Please do.
Ugh, fine.
Like you said, Timmy, StarCraft is a highly competitive game. Rather than the black and white of chess pieces, players choose between 3 different races, each with its own advantages and playstyles. The powerful, enigmatic Protoss, the scrappy, efficient Terran, or the swarmy, insect-like Zerg. For 15 years, StarCraft has been played professionally in South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, really? You mean people can play video games for a living?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
That's right, Timmy. Corporate sponsors fund teams for millions of dollars, just like any other sport. And the players compete on televised tournaments for cash prizes in events known as Star Leagues. Esports is the real deal.
And people actually tune into the tournaments? They watch StarCraft on TV?
Not in Poland.
I can't believe it.
Well, only streams, because in TV they don't show it.
Believe it, Timmy. Those television broadcasts help expose StarCraft to non-gamers, and fans began to follow esports not only because they played the game themselves, but because they could get invested in the players, personalities, rivalries, the storylines.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. So, esports became popular in Korea in the early 2000s. What was happening everywhere else in the world?
Well, StarCraft was certainly successful in the West, with a ton of great competitors existing from all over the world. But StarCraft didn't really catch on as a televised esport anywhere else. So as a result, the Korean players, with their professional training and their televised tournaments, were head and shoulders above everyone else.
Okay.
Well, okay, the Koreans were better in StarCraft 1, but wasn't everyone on an even playing field when StarCraft 2 came out?
Well, at first, yeah, but you have to remember that Korea already had an infrastructure for televised esports. They simply rolled that same regimented practice schedule over to StarCraft 2. And even though everyone started the same quickly, Korea left the rest of the world in the dust.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Only a handful of non-Korean players have ever been able to put up a challenge. Nothing really compares to the Korean team house.
Well, we kind of managed to do that, but well, we ended up in the Korean team house actually.
What's a team house?
Come on, Timmy, you can figure this one out.
Exactly. Oh my god.
A for effort, Timmy. It's pretty much what it sounds like. A team house is both living quarters and a practice environment. Coaches and managers add structure to a daily schedule, they match you up against practice partners in a way that's more productive to you, and because everyone lives together, they're talking strategy all the time. It's pretty much unanimously agreed upon that Korea is the place to be to get better at StarCraft. As a result, Western pros head abroad to train or boot camp pretty regularly.
Tribute to Korea.
Wow, I feel so enlightened. All of this knowledge.
Thrilled to be of service, Timmy. Anything else I can assist with?
Probably a lot.
Yeah, I think that covers everything, Mr. 9. Now I can read SC2VN without Googling every 5 minutes. Thanks for helping me out. I super duper appreciate it.
But
Totally.
if you play the game,
Anyways, I'll see you later. Thanks again.
okay.
Good luck, Timmy, and try not to get the bad ending.
Okay, so the choices have some influence, as I thought. If you don't understand something, which I forgot to use actually, in the game when you click right click, there was some option that allows you to check the meanings of some, well, the words that were colored in red, I think, and well, they were referred to StarCraft, and well, it was explained. Okay, extras. Baker's scene. Baker's scene. Okay, so no voice. You can't believe this. Relegated to the scene in the extras. I didn't back the project for this. Calm down, we got the cameo in the main game, didn't we? For like literally 2 seconds, I wanted then to go deep into my life and backstory. What makes it tick? What's my motivation? So this is going to be one of those extra scenes. Let's make the most of it. What's the story excuse for us to be here anyway? We won a content hosted by the VSL. It includes an all-expenses paid trip to the VSL finals and a voucher for a free day at a hot spring just outside of Seoul. Wait, give me that. That kind of pandering isn't in the budget. Besides, this isn't an otome game. 5 out of the 7 characters are male, not including us or Mach. Are you sure about that? Well, it's certainly not a BL game, and that's a decent ratio for eSports. Refa isn't brave enough to go outdoors unless it's for StarCraft, which leaves us with Jet for OVA-style hijinks. Huh? Hello! We should die for sure. We would die for sure. According to canon sources, she can throw a shot glass at 85 miles per hour. That's before the hydraulic range buff too. Dangerous, very dangerous. Attempting a run by would be a mistake. Fine then, no hot springs. How are we going to spend our time then? There's plenty of things we can do. We can go to Seoul Tower, on a hike, to a K-pop concert. What's with that look? The budget. We can only go to places that are in the main story. Ah, those cheapskates. Forget StarCraft, this is the actual dead game. Would you rather them have cut your expressions and poses down to pay for us to sightsee? Heh, good point. I value my emotions. Then come on, let's go find something to do. The Golden Zone Fire Lounge. Do PC banks typically have lounge areas? I don't think so, but it would be too repetitive to show only the area computers, don't you think? Also, the keyboard sounds get annoying after some. I think sacrificing reality was a good trade-off. It says here that the team was originally supposed to hang out at a coffee shop. Hipsters. A PC bank lounge is more fitting for a bunch of pro gamers, but they won't get to spend much time here in the future since they will be slaves of Jet's team house. The sequel will be very exciting. It will feature 20,000 StarCraft scenes, a dishwashing minigame, and a single match in the VSL round of 32. Try to avoid the wrist-surgery bad ending. Please don't get people's hopes up like that. Quote, don't tell me that there won't be a sequel. Broken promises. Hashtag broken promises. Yeah, I want a sequel as well. It's probably too early to tell without knowing the reception. It also depends on whether or not the game goes on Steam. It is on Steam! Oh, that explains the picture of the patch. Wait one moment. Do you see that object on the table there? A reminder that cigarettes exist. No, now the game is going to be rated T for terrible, terrible influences. Well, it can be helped. There is not much else to be said of this place, so let's continue. Before we go, there's an anecdote here. Do you remember how Jet asked who Mach was by saying name? Do you remember how Jet asked Mach who Mach was saying by? That exact thing happened to the writer at the open bracket of a major tournament. I have a special note that says, Caliber is an S, rank bully, please unfollow him on Twitter. Brutal. Huh, where to next? Wait, we can admire our surroundings a bit. Look at the Korean on the signs. Wow, amazing. I wonder who performed the incredible feat of coming up with the characters. There's a high likelihood that one of these signs has an error. Haha, well, you know. And while we're on the topic of inaccuracies, Korean players are most often referred to by their real names instead of their handles, as is typical in the Western scene. That one was intentional. Please, the team tried their best. Hey, would that coffee shop you mentioned have been Cafe Latte? I could go for a drink right now. A shame that we can't go inside. Look up! It appears that Ulster has its own building in Seoul. Perhaps you can try here. There. Wow, the EG sponsor really must have paid off. I wonder who runs the office. Oh. Just as Keikaku. Who knows? Well, let's go take a look at Stomping Grounds. We've been away from computers for too long, as this game induction is a very serious problem in South Korea. Be careful with those jokes, unless you want to undergo shock therapy. Ah, street food. Are you guys hungry? That looks like a tornado potato, oh my goodness. Potato, an intense food with a name to match. It would not surprise me to learn a pro gamer with that as his handle. If you're going for realism, it would be more like tornado or potato. Maybe one is the team name and the other is the handle. There's a pro gamer who once had a tomato haircut. It was possibly the only hairstyle more gaudy than Stan's. Google it, I'm serious. We'll need to get a confirmation on that from StarCraft's official hair authority before passing judgment. Clearly, this background has weak material for jokes. We should escape it as soon as possible. Stomping Grounds, also known as the PC bank that Stan's mom runs. He's the hero of the cafe until he's defeated and captured by Mach. Lucky for him that this isn't the ends game. Hero to a bunch of middle schoolers at least. How old is Stan anyway? 16, well that makes him 15 by our standards. Korean age is slightly different. Huh? Something seems off. What is it? Why are they advertising for the VSL? If it was just a little poster, I would understand, but that thing on the right covers the entire wall. Huh, it says here that this was originally the background for the qualifier area. You know, the opening shot where Mach whines about losing. But there was only one scene there, so they repurposed it to be a second PC bank. What? That's lazy. Hey, don't speak badly of my establishment! So sorry, Mr. Stunt. Do you think that there's a Mr. Stunt? If there is, he has a troubled relationship with his family. Maybe he's always overseas, or maybe he's just a deadbeat. Ah, poor Stunt. No wonder why he's such twerp. No male role models. Really? Protoss, how weak. It's unforgivable to play Protoss unless you're an elementary age kid, right? Okay, he could have had it a lot worse on the female Mach road if this were a certain type of Dukchin. Please, this is one of those kind of games. Let's not go there. I find this place is more aesthetically appealing than Golden's on Fire. Why couldn't Stomping Grounds have been the main cafe? Because then the game would be too dark. This story is about StarCraft, not Diablo. Not Diablo. Diablo. You have a point. In reality, most PC banks have low light like this. It helps ease eye strain and makes it easier to hide from your parents when you haven't turned home for 4 days. When you say it so matter-of-factly, I get the impression that you know from experience. Don't haze me, we must save our efforts for the cast of the main story. You're right, we can't bother with infighting when our spotlight is so brief. This scenario is already 30% down. Good point. Who should we bully next? Mr. Yale starts pretty close. Wait, what's with the look? We can't antagonize a little man. We'll show up on the news as an example of the negative influence that foreigners have in Korea. Mr. Yale lives a respectable ascetic life. There's no way that he has any regrets about working long past the age of retirement. He said so himself, so it must be true. Yeah, now I feel bad. Please, to people that ship characters, leave Mr. Yale alone. His life is hard enough already. There's another minor character we can bother. Come on! Huh? What do you think is it that Eno group does? The main story implies that Mr. Kim's explanation is vague because he assumes that Mach is an idiot, while he does actually think that Mr. Kim was also not being completely forthright. Excuse me, you can't just... He's not here. Well, it makes it easier to talk behind his back at least. So, what are the details on Mr. Skinny Tie? Well, don't you find it somewhat suspicious that he was trying to sponsor a team out of nowhere? And his wording at certain times was particularly ominous. Wait, don't tell me. Yeah, it's true, Mr. Kim will pressure Jet to match fix. That's a huge spoiler for the next game! You just ruined more sequel potential, you monster! The hints were there, I merely pointed them out, it's just a theory of mine anyway. Well, the bastard, Mr. Kim is killing eSports. Do you think that he's the one that KP got involved with? The cock is guilty until proven innocent, apparently. Well, putting that aside, how do you think that Jet would react to the pressure? She's too humble to give up her dignity for a few bucks. She'd get a job at Enoch to help support the team before throwing matches, I guarantee it. Businesswoman Jet, concept is undeniably appealing. Holding a clipboard asking in a patient yet firm voice where the TPS reports are. This is the ideal moment for more fan service. Sadly, we must use our imagination instead. A crushing moment of defeat for everyone involved. We should escape this building before the Eno security calls security on us. That's probably a good idea. Let's go and see Mach's apartment. People might get the wrong idea about our intentions, though. It's fine. There's no jail background in this game, so we are safe. Isn't it a little bit strange that both female and male Mach have the same kind of room? Wow, really? Come on, there's plenty to complain about when it comes to cut corners, but that's a bit of a stretch. It's not like there's underwear lying on the floor or something. Do a better job of hiding the disappointment in your voice next time. Who do you think that picture is of in the bookshelf there? It says here that it was a photo of Mach's parents at one point, but that was before the relationship with them was changed in the script. Now it's a picture of these. That seems less of strangely fitting role model for a pro gamer and more of something made up on the spot for the sake of a joke. I try not to judge too harshly. Additionally, that poster in the background was supposed to be a generic K-pop style poster. The producer had in mind a girls group, but instead they got a solo artist. Mach, such pedestrian taste. I was hoping he'd appreciate a YG aesthetic. Hold on, let's skip ahead a bit. How did you do that? And wait, the clock in the background didn't change. It's still 9:38. Time must stand still in this room. It's only the light from outside that changes. This is the writer's favorite background, a stark contrast from the PC bank, which was the producer's favorite. A dark and lonely room versus bright and social one, both as places to play StarCraft. The difference in personalities is clear. It's pretty small here, but considering the location, it's not so bad. Better than Reva's gushy one at least. What's the deal with Reva anyway? She's like the child of Ray and Idra. She grew up in a rural part of the Korea with a computer as her only friend. She ranks as the poorest person on the team. That's sad. Perhaps we should avoid making jokes at her expense. Reva is also the only person on the team who has a happy, stress-free relationship with her parents. I support her pro-gamer goals fully, even though I don't understand eSports. Ignorant bumpkins and their love of their only child. All pro-gamers should share the story of Double Lift. I don't understand her obsession with Mach. It's a strategy that suits Reva's personality quite well. She and Arthas should work together to defend the sanctity of tank lines and double armor it. Will she also switch to a card game for children in the sequel? Cruel, so cruel. The entrance to Namdon Park is across the street on the left. Do you think that most people caught that on their own? Maybe. From the park you can see Mach's apartment building as well. Too bad that the VSL studio is too far away to see from here. Wasn't the actual GSL studio on the top floor of a middle school at one point? Stan should have a ton of fans showing up to his matches. Back already. This area is probably the one closest to a real location, that being the GSL studio before they moved to Gangnam. The booth designs give it away, even if the lighting and logo is slightly different. This is where all of the regular season games are played throughout the VSL. Around 50 people can fit comfortably in here. There are 4 booths, not because of a 2 vs 2 league, but so that players can adjust their settings and setup while a game is ongoing, keeps things rolling or whatever. But where are the casters? The crowd? I'm all ready to roar. Ready or not? Ready to give? No, I'll maintain my composure. If the devs were brave, they'd have put the song in the game instead of some random old cowards. Please, the nostalgia pandering is already close to maximum. At this rate, our scene will be far too opaque for the whips, who have been conned into reading this far and don't know anything about StarCraft. Thanks. Those fans have our patience for sticking it out this long. Maybe we should do something to reward their patience, okay? What? They already got a scene with Day 9. What a waste. If they don't know StarCraft, they wouldn't even know who he is. Such a squandered opportunity. The devs should have conned him into saying some absolutely epic memes.
The enig fucking assholes named Protoss. Fuck those dudes, man.
Whoa, speak of the devil. Really laying your cards out on table there, aren't you, Mr. 9? Ouch!
Fuck, Sheriff! Ow! Ow!
That sounded painful. Painful, very painful. And now we know what race his cat plays. Where we are again? Helping out the newbies. Let's start with the term dishwasher. That sounds like a nonsense insult to an outsider, doesn't it? I've got this one. It's simple. There are chores to be done in the team house which generally fall to the B-teamers. Calling someone a dishwasher is the same thing as calling them a bench warmer. What? They should just hire a housekeeper. With what money? Sorry, I channeled Jet there for a moment. Her VSL champion status gives her a powerful aura in the studio. It says here that there was originally supposed to be an attendant character to accompany Mr. Kim. She would ostensibly fulfill the role of housekeeper, but would actually be there to keep an eye on the team and report their actions back on Enoch. That's too bad. This game is a visual novel after all. It's in desperate need of more women for lonely virgins to fawn over. No projecting. But I'm just saying what everyone is already thinking. I mean, look at Bolt. That guy looks like he was constructed in Fujoshi's workshop. I bet that Reva has loads of him on her computer. About us. Sure of a bet. Let's stand around home and look up the photoshop that Jet talked about at the bar. You know, Bolt's history with Jet was briefly addressed in the main game, but there's a lot that Mach never learns about. They seem like they are cut from the same cloth. I bet they had a rivalry in their middle school eSports club at least. Strange, the information on the relationship prior to the beginning of the game is all redacted. Well, it says here that Jet asked a longtime friend of hers on Shock for some replays who then ratted on her to Bolt. That's why he brought the thumb bribe for Mach. Damn, betrayed. Well, wait, she was technically the one that initiated the betrayal, so whatever. Mach won, so it didn't matter. You could originally choose whether or not to give the replays back. Hell, I'd have hung on to it just for the free flash drive. Bolt's kind of weird guy. Well, he's frustrated by the fact that Brood War is losing popularity, and he pushes that frustration to StarCraft 2 and the people playing it. How childish. What kind of miserable person would let their frustrations on the declining popularity of a video game affect those around them? But he plays StarCraft 2 in a secret in the beginning of the game, right? Why is that? Probably because he was already thinking about jumping ship to SC2 and didn't want his team to know, either that or he found the game fun. Wait, Vlad is starting to sound vaguely apologetic. He was a huge jerk to Mach. We're supposed to hate him. He's really just another guy trying to make it in eSports. You've already seen how tough it is for Jet's team. Imagine that plus the fear that all the money in your game scene will be gone soon. And I bet it seemed pretty unfair that a bunch of foreign investment went to StarCraft 2 rather than game that built up eSports as we know it. Well, I never thought about it like that. But KPGA guys have it rough. Should we expect a Vegeta-style conversion at some point to unite against match fixing then? We said too much as is. Let's go see the team house before our time runs out. People that see this apartment as humble are sadly mistaken. Team houses are not nearly this nice most of the time. The trade-off is in size. If the team recruits any more players, people might mistake this place for a gold farming den. I'll bet that the fridge is stocked with Mach's energy drinks. It's very diligent of him to support the companies that sponsor esports so selflessly. What's the layout for the team house anyway? It says here that there's 2 bedrooms, one for guys and one for girls. Huh? I would have expected Jet to demand a room to herself, and it's too bad that someone as laid back as Axel had to share a space with Stunt. Maybe it will do the kid some good. Axel is an old hand at this stuff. It's unfortunate that Axel is locked into that contract with Crash. He'd probably be the team's best player. Don't get ahead of yourself, the power rankings right here. Huh? Dish it out, who's the best? The skill ranking is as follows: Jet, Axel, Reva, Mach, Stunt. However, Stunt has a high amount of potential to move up if he improves his mindset. Damn, so if Bolt is Vegeta, then that means Jet is Goku. Axel is Piccolo, Stunt is Gohan. Reva is an android, and Mach, I'm sorry, but you're a Yamcha. Oh man. Anyone but Yamcha, I guess. Brutal, couldn't even give him Krillin. Exactly. We're giving Tasteless a run for his money when it comes to references here. Alright, how are we going to wrap this up, boys? Anything you want to say to the fans out there? I have a direct message here from the devs, actually. It says, thanks to our fans who waited patiently on release. We hope that we showed you a good... That we showed you a good visual novel. Please support us in the future. Fighting! I guess Mach really was just a self-insert for a Koreabu along. Oh, and then at the bottom, and special thank you to all of our backers. The project would not have been possible without you. That's us! We did it, guys! We saved esports! Lame! Well, we saved SC2VN, at least. That about does it for us then. It was a pleasure providing a poorly disguised developer commentary alongside you two. Likewise. Take care, let's meet again before StarCraft Tier 3 comes out, please. Okay, so... That's it. SC2VN. Amazing visual novel. We got through the story, we got through the extras, and well, I think there's nothing more to check. Well, there are bad endings, but I kind of don't want to get them actually. The good ending is what you aim for in the game, and that's what you aim for. Okay, I will play the bad endings for myself. You can check them by yourself as well. So, hope you enjoyed the whole story and extras, and see you in the next game. And maybe there will be a sequel. I sure hope so, actually. So, bye!